sometime this week. I'm going to try to weave that little new song in there. Because that's what we should be singing tonight. Technically, because it's hot. But I can go either way, but technically. All right, let me know when you're good. That we can start music until we get up to back to 7. 6:59? Okay.
Chag Sameach, la 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 la. Sameach, Chag Sameach. Adameach, la 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 la.
Shiru, 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 Chag Sameach, la 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 la. Chag Sameach, Chag Sameach, la 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 la. Chag Sameach, Chag Sameach, la 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 la. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, 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 shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, ya la 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 la. Hine ma tov, ya la 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 la. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach. It's wonderful to see everybody. The rabbis say that on Shabbat we get another soul. We're elevated in holiness. And on Chag, we are elevated even further in holiness. So right now, we are so holy, everyone. We are flying high with the angels somewhere way up in the stratosphere. I hope you can all feel it. Really cherish this moment. Really cherish a Shabbat and a Chag. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. We're going to begin with candle blessing. We're going to turn to page 5. If you have your Shabbat, your blue siddur here, turn to page 5 for the Shabbat candle blessing.
And we rise. It actually probably Shabbat and festival. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la
be seated, we're going to turn to page 7 for Mizmor Shir.
So we're losing everything for Kabbalat Shabbat. That goes away at Chag because we're already happy and we're already there and we're in the zone of happiness and simcha. So we join together with the psalm for Shabbat. Mizmor, Mizmor Shir, Shir Yom HaShabbat. 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 Mizmor Shir, Shir Yom HaShabbat. Mizmor Shir, Shir Yom HaShabbat. Mizmor, 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 Mizmor Shir, Shir Yom HaShabbat.
So one of the neat things about sitting in this chair is I can look out the window and see the sun setting. I can look at all of the beautiful things that God has created for us, all the wonderful nature, and the San Fernando Valley is really, really pretty right before the sun goes down. And I think about everything that we have, everything that God has created for us. So what I'd like to do is on page 9, before we do the Baruch Hu, there's an English reading in the middle of the page called Creation, and I'd like for us to read it together. Take a minute to find it, middle of page 9. Here we go. With the darkness comes your light, earth and sky blend into one. The heavens seem closer now, the day's burdens farther somehow. Your presence is almost palpable. You own the darkness. You unlock doors I never thought would open. You decorate the earth with seasons. You paint the stars in the sky. You design day and night, showing us the light in the darkness and the darkness in the light. Bless you, God, for bringing on the light. Now, with that kavanah, we're going to rise for the Baruch Hu right above that poem on page 9.
Lie, 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 Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Yai la 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 Baruch atah Adonai Hamariv Aravim. We're going to join together in Ahavat Olam, page 11. You may be seated. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Shatim Otanu Limadeta Al Kain Adonai Eloheinu V'shokpeinu v'kumeinu Nasiach bechukecha V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha U'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed Ki hem chayeinu ve'yorech yameinu Uvahem negei yomam v'layla Ki hem chayeinu ve'yorech yameinu Uvahem negei yomam v'layla Ki hem chayeinu ve'yorech yameinu Uvahem negei yomam v'layla Ki hem chayeinu ve'yorech yameinu Uvahem negei yomam v'layla V'yavatecha tazir mimenu le'olamim Baruch ata Adonai Ohev Amu Yisrael
Page 12.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha B'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha V'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele Asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alavavecha V'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam B'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha v'derech u'v'shokbecha u'v'kumecha Ukshartam leot al yadecha V'hayu letotafot b'neinecha Uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha U'v'isharecha Leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai V'hitem kedoshim le'Elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim Lihiot lachem le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Amen
We're gonna turn to page 17 for some Mi Chamocha.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh Nora tehilot Osefele Malchutecha ra'uvanecha Bokei hayam livnei Moshe Ze'eli anu ve'ameru Adonai yimloch shalom va'ed v'ne'emar kivada Adonai et Yaakov uge'alo miyad chazak mimenu baruch ata Adonai Gal Yisrael.
We're going to think about the calm of the evening. Hashkivenu Adonai, page 19.
So you all know, right? You're supposed to sing. Even if this is not the melody that's your favorite. For some of you, you love it. For some of you, you don't. But think about just God's wings enveloping you, God's shadow, as we sing it together. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Ushmor tzeteinu uvoenu l'chaim u'shalom me'ata ve'ad Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Ufrus aleinu Sukkot shlomecha Ufros aleinu Sukkot shlomecha Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu malkeinu. Just your voices. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. That's what it's all about. I know you always hear me, I say it constantly, right? It's not about me. It's about us. It's about what we do together to make things special and to be together as a community. And sometimes I just like to sit back and listen because it's so beautiful. Truly.
They fly like angels, elevated in holiness, and they sing like angels too. So we're going to turn to page 21 for Vishamru, and then because it's Hag, underneath the Vishamru, we also have Vaydeber Moshe, so we have another thing as well.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם לברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת
Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam.
Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz v'shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash,
V'shameru b'nei Yisrael
et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Vayidaber Moshe Modei Adonai el b'nei Yisrael.
Hag Sameach, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. Like all of the above. We're, like I said, we're elevated in holiness. We're elevated with the festival season right now. Tomorrow in Shul, we're going to actually read from 2 different Torah scrolls. Like I said, elevated another soul, we get another scroll. And we're going to hear a lot of similar ideas from the Torah about how to celebrate the holiday of Pesach. Keep in mind, the Torah, very important, wants us to celebrate Passover differently than we celebrate it now. See, in the time of the Mishkan, when the Torah is being written down, or the tabernacle, and later in the temple, back then, Jews refrained from eating chametz, but the Torah stressed that Pesach should be celebrated by doing one specific thing, and that is offering a korban, a specific sacrifice, the paschal lamb, roasted lamb. Everybody was supposed to have this lamb slaughtered, they would have it roasted, and then the Torah describes that everybody was supposed to eat it together in one night. So like I said, if you want to hear about this more, you're going to get 2 scrolls worth of it tomorrow. But what's interesting is there's a bunch of additional things we're going to read about prior to us getting to the Pesach stuff tomorrow. So let me read something that we're going to hear. There shall be no needy among you, since the Lord your God will bless you in the land that the Lord your God is giving you as a hereditary portion. If only you heed the Lord your God and take care to keep all of these instructions that I enjoin upon you this day. Interesting, right? So elsewhere we also have, if there is a needy person among you, one of your kinsmen in any of your settlements in the land the Lord your God is giving you, do not, listen to these words, do not harden your heart and shut your hand against your needy kinsmen. Rather, you must open your hand and lend them sufficient for whatever they need. This keeps on, by the way, this type of lingo of helping the stranger, helping people who are oppressed, helping poor people. It goes on and on and on for a whole other chapter until we get to how to celebrate Pesach. The Torah tells us that there will always be needy people. It tells us not to neglect the stranger, etc., etc. And I've been thinking a lot about why the Torah would include all of these ideas and then go right into how to celebrate Passover. I've also been wondering why the rabbis, the people who chose the Torah readings for tomorrow, essentially, would choose to include all of this other stuff, right? Why would they include laws of charity, laws of helping poor people, while we're in the Pesach frame of mind? And I think it's the same reason why we read from the prophet Isaiah on Yom Kippur. What does Isaiah tell us then? He tells us, or rather quotes God as saying, that sacrifices aren't enough on Yom Kippur. Fasting isn't enough on Yom Kippur. The prophet emphasizes a core idea. God will not hear our prayer or accept our sacrifices if we're cruel to our neighbors. You see, God cares about the merit of our hearts, not the merit of our sacrifices. And the rabbis understood this too. They realized you can put aluminum foil on every surface, and trust me, I've seen it on every surface in somebody's kitchen. You can buy items from the grocery store that are exclusively kosher for Passover. In Israel, I saw kosher for Passover toilet paper. I kid you not. You can scour your house for every piece of chametz, but if we still neglect to do charity, or if we still speak ill of our community or our loved ones, or if we harden our hearts, like the verse says, according to the Torah, we're no better than Pharaoh himself. We end our readings talking about the countdown to Shavuot and the party that all of us will have together. That's basically the last thing we're going to read from tomorrow. And according to the Torah, Jew and non-Jew alike will party with a feast and a communal celebration, the whole community. Why does our Torah portion end like that? I think because that is the ideal for God and for the rabbis, human beings celebrating with each other. I hope tonight and tomorrow, as we end our Passover celebration, we can look for ways not to scrutinize, but to cherish the stranger. I hope we will find opportunities to do charity, not just here in our community at Temple Aliyah, but all over the world. Rather than harden our hearts, may they grow so full of love that we become the ideal of all other peoples. The Torah talks about Pesach as a theme, but our portion begins with charity and ends in kindness and celebration. Let us too finish this Pesach with what is really, really important: love. Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach. So we're going to continue with the Hatzi Kaddish on page 23.
Yitkara v'yitkara shemei Rabbah Be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei B'chayechon u'vyomechon U'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael Bagala Bagala Uvizman Kariv Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevorach Le'alam Elam Me'almaya Yitbarach Yitbarach Ve'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yithadar V'yithaleh V'yithalal Shemei Kudusha Berichu La'ela min kol birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Damiran Be'alma Ve'imru.
We're going to begin the Amidah on page 25. If we can all rise together. There's going to be some specific additions that we need to do because of Chag.
Yalla nai 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 Adonai Ana na 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 Svatai Tiftach Ana na 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 Ufi Yagid Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha Ana na 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 Adonai Ana na 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 Svatai Tiftach Ana na 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 Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha Ana na 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 Adonai Adonai Svatai Tiftach Ana na 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 Ufi יגיד, ופי יגיד תהילתך.
If you're still davening, please continue to do so. On the bottom of page 39, we can all sing Oseh Shalom together.
Oseh Shalom bimromav, Hu yaseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, Amen.
Oseh Shalom bimromav, Hu yaseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, Amen. Say shalom bimromav, Hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru Amen.
Amen.
So the Torah's ideal world, according to the rabbis as well, like I mentioned earlier, is everybody together celebrating. And that includes people, Jew, non-Jew alike, but also people who might not be able to be brought into the fold, maybe because of a physical illness. In the ideal world, all of those people are together. And one of the great things and powerful things about community is through prayer, I believe we can bring those people in. So whether you're here in the sanctuary or whether you're viewing via live stream, we have the opportunity to say a prayer for those people who are afflicted with some sort of illness. In the middle of the page, on page 41, there's a couple sentences. They begin with, "Heal us, O God." And what we're going to do before we sing Refa'enu together is we're going to say these words together, and at the very end of that second sentence, there's a blank space, and there's a perfect opportunity for you to say the name of a person who has experienced some sort of illness. You can say their name in that space, and we can bring them into our community and kind of fulfill that vision of Torah. So let's say this together. Heal us, O God, and we shall be healed. Help us and save us, for you are our glory. Grant perfect healing for all our afflictions. May it be your will, God our God and God of our ancestors, to send perfect healing of body and soul to...
Refa'enu Adonai v'nei Rapha. God, only you can bring true healing, and so we pray. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei Cholei Amo Yisrael. Blessed are you, Shekhinah, restores our loved ones. Heal our people speedily in our day. V'nomar Amen. Refa'enu Adonai v'nei Rapha. God, only you can bring true healing, and so we pray. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei Cholei Amo Yisrael. Blessed are you, Shekhinah, restores our loved ones. Heal our people speedily in our day. And let us say, Amen.
So on page 43, we have a special kiddush for the Chag. So let's rise together.
No guitar for this one. Sorry, I cannot hold and. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, borei peri hagafen, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol am, v'romamanu mikol lashon, v'kiddishanu b'mitzvotav, v'titen lanu Adonai Eloheinu b'ahava, Shabbatot limnucha, u'moadim l'simcha, chagim uzmanim l'sason, et yom ha-shabbat hazeh, ve'et yom chag hamatzot hazeh, zman cherutenu, be'ahava mikra kodesh, zecher litziat mitzrayim, kivanu v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, V'shabbat u'modei kodshecha, v'ahava uvratzon, v'simcha u'sason, hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh haShabbat v'Yisrael, v'hazmanim.
And because 'tis the season, we're going to count the Omer, which can be found on page 51.
So last night we counted, those of you who were there, how many did we count? Correct. So, because we don't say what we're counting until we actually count it. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu al svirat ha'omer. Hayom shiva yamim shehem shavua echad la'omer. So now you all know. So now we turn to Aleinu.
Page 45.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula le'oseh breshit, shelo asanu ki goyei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'kor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu koreim
u'mishtakavim u'modlim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Shehu notei shamayim ve'oseh haaretz, u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim ima'al, u'shkinatu zo b'govei meromim, hu Eloheinu einod, emet malkeinu efes urato, k'katuv b'torato, v'yadat hayom v'hashem ota el levavecha, ki Thank you. Please be seated. Even though we're experiencing the joy of Shabbat and we're also enjoying the experience of the Chag of the Pesach, we acknowledge that even during times of extreme joy, there are people who are experiencing sadness because they're remembering the loss of a loved one. If you have a need or desire to say the Mourner's Kaddish, I ask you to please rise now, and we'll turn to page 47. Absolutely. That's a great idea.
Say your father, who you're saying Kaddish for, if you can. If you can't, then know that we're standing with you. Who you saying Kaddish for?
Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Yalmad yivrak yirtzeh v'yamlik malchut. V'chayechon u'yom echon u'chayei dekol Beit Yisrael. V'agala u'bizman kariv yimru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorak le'olam u'mei almaya. Yitbarak v'yishbak v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. Yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shemei kriyasha b'richu. Elam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Hey shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Amen. Seh shalom b'mamav. V'ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Amen. Thank you. Please be seated. And now we have an opportunity to hear announcements from the wonderful, the amazing, the truly divine Julie Devine.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I'm going to stand on my tippy toes here. So it's Shabbat Live. Welcome. I hope that you enjoyed. Oh, thank you. I hope that you've been having a meaningful Pesach, and tomorrow's, of course, the 8th day, and our services start at 9:15.
I was getting excited.
Yay, I know. Pasta, pizza. Anyway, and so we begin at 9:15 a.m., and then there's Yitzker immediately following the Torah service. We also invite you to stay after lunch for Rabbi Peretz's Poetry in Motion at 1 p.m. Also, please join us on Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. here at Temple Aliyah as we host our neighbors from Shomrei Torah for a special Yom Hoshel program. Details of the program are on the front of your Kol Shabbat handout that you received this evening. So play along with me for a few minutes here. Close your eyes. Imagine you're watching a game from a luxury suite at Staples Center. I would say hockey, a hockey game, because my husband loves hockey. Then you hop on a plane and you go to an African safari. And then after that, you hop on another plane and you go to Maui for a week. And then you come back home for a couple nights and you stay in a villa at Disneyland. And then after that, you go to some boutique shopping and delicious meals close to home. And here's the best part of it for those of you who have children. Okay, it's all while your kids are at Camp Alanim. There's lots of other things too. These are all things that you can bid on online after Shabbat, of course. If you aren't able to come to the gala this Sunday, there, of course, is also information in the Kol Shabbat about all the items that you can bid on online after Shabbat to help raise money for us here for our synagogue at Temple Aliyah. So hope that you will take part in that. Thank you very much. And next Friday, I cannot believe it's beginning of May. And that means it's family time here at Temple Aliyah. We have Bim Bam Shabbat at 5:30, but please come early at 5:15. There's a craft fair. There's a craft and a photo op at we're going to have a hotel here. That'll be something to see. The family Shabbat service begins at 6:30 and will feature our Shir Aliyah choir and our Shir Aliyah youth choir, and we will also celebrate birthdays. And in between the two services, we will have Shabbat in Israel. So you have to sign up and RSVP in advance. So please go online at templealiyah.org and RSVP for the dinner. Almost done. Next Saturday, our morning service begins at 9:15 a.m., and we have the B'no Mitzvah of Morgan and Samantha Siegel. We'll also have Shabbat yoga at 9:30, sacred space at 11 a.m., and we will end Shabbat with Sudah Shlishit at 6:30. All information can be found about Temple Aliyah on our website at templealiyah.org and in the pamphlet you received this evening. And if you need to do a few more things for Passover, we do have a Passover guide after Shabbat, although it'll be a little bit late for that, I think. Thank you to Phil Gans for being such a wonderful usher as always. And please join us in Lubin Hall for the Oneg after Shabbat services. Thank you, and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom. I can guarantee that there are no macaroons at this evening's Oneg Shabbat, but there are Pesadika food, but no macaroons. For those of you who are going to miss them, I'm sorry. There'll be loads of them tomorrow morning. Page 49. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'Terem Ko Yitzir Nivra Le'et Nasa V'Chefso Ko Zamelech Shemo Nikra Ve'acharei Kichlot HaKol Levado Yimloch Nora Ve'hu Haya Ve'hu Hove Ve'hu Yi'eh B'Tim Farah Ve'hu echad ve'en sheni lahachshilo lahachpila ve'li reshit ve'li takli below ha'oz ve'hamizrah ve'hu eli ve'chai go'ali ve'tzur chevli ve'tzara ve'hu nisi umanos li menat kol si Biyado of Kid Rupi, Be'edishan Ve'a'ira, Be'im Rupi, Giviati, Adonali, Ve'lo'ira. Die, die, Enu, die, die, Enu, die, die, Enu, die, Enu, die, Enu. Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach. Shabbat Shalom,
Hey.
Shabbat Shalom,
Hey.
Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom,
Hey.
Shabbat Shalom,
Hey.
Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach, come have some treats.
What's on the inside? That's right.
I know, I got you. Shabbat Shalom, I'm happy to see you. I'm sure.
It depends who you ask.
Todd,
Technically,
hello.
there is no fixed liturgy for Yom HaShoah. What I have seen people do is everybody does Mourner's Kaddish, and then I've heard people say El Malay Rachamim in addition. But technically, there's no fixed liturgy. It depends on the community.
And he's getting married in January.
Right.
They'll probably have 3 by then.
Right? There you go. Yep.
It is kind of weird, and it's like, it's not sinking in.
All
It's
right.
like, give me some time.
So I feel like I finally got a hang on how to do this service, and now I have a month left.